Me know what na ye di nkomo na me gina board na ni ma me besi fam na me catch you say Chelsea and Italian managers. Den a Enzo Maresca ebefa Conference League, at the Chelsea. Lo and behold, why yet into perfection. I was thinking game no a slight margin victory. I predicted a 2-1 win for Chelsea. Said Chelsea team no more. Me who can on first one on make it put clean sheet against Pellegrini any the Real Betis team. It is a game Nasia Real Betis enya first goal. So where the build up to the goal. Isco more than what done this season. We will not find out match when it matters most. Or saying enya that fantastic assist Edema Ezazuli. Emma Unya sa first goal in the Real Betis. Now I knew say a Chelsea ever be taken a winning match. Tina mean say omo kwakofa. But for them to win 4-1, I never saw that coming. As a matter of fact, meaning say Chelsea but to score 4 goals against Real Betis, man who say ABC by far from the start of the competition, ever pim and drag, you bought the final match. The best team are not all Europa League and as a Conference League, not a Chelsea. And to year Queen and be a air predicts a yet day Chelsea stand the chance to say Obitime winning. Sometimes finals, then you might be 80 minutes Sunday. When big boys and Udru stage and you might hear man, they can deliver. I am very happy for Enzo Maresca, happy for Klilik, happy for Todd Bowley, and call for because over 4 project or one casa to this a young project, one for the future. Chelsea na ye in common and smaller club. And Chelsea team nye team ketu abeka say almost say project for the future. Omo ye club they will build future but they think of present. But the current administration they sat down and realized after the change over omo ye new owners, omo principles, omo ideologies and omo philosophy on person they run a club. So they want to go into a long-term project. They will sign young boys and make sure say in no time in the next 4 or 5 years omo team ebe take center stage of aviation. Some of us are sitting here I criticize it or anyhow or we invest in a project, but they understand what they are doing. And I think it says our project in be a starting fee and then kakranka be a page adequate for them. They are satisfied. So I'm not so surprised. Say after Enzo Maresca in common or said they are no person or my when you want to become a big team and as a champion, you need to start from somewhere. Make sure say overbuild the BB at the amount before you get to that Champions League status. Over to many the big boys, Real Madrid, any of the other teams that you say Champions League or more Gina competing. You need to make sure you instill a winning mentality into the minds of these boys. Say omundu that stage in Omeka say ye cry ya BB that. Before see you do and yen some medal be mu enti say ye final match ye nsuro ye betim no obi a compete dia so a plus in terms of project now omo any muniema now adena Chelsea and it boils down to the conversation they be a dia na ya Leo Arsenal e dia ba be share conversation. When you look at time at Todd ending in cup for any for Chelsea any the investment or my team no player wise or matter spend more than the Arsenal are spending in that period. But in terms of big names, in terms of players, these are winners. I don't ever on board. Arsenal ato omo as compared to the Chelsea ato. But Chelsea in that period, I'm making sure said, am I successful? They've won a silver medal and also a medal, not just ordinary medal, name European medal. And on my EDSU. Abakosamo catches for the first time, about 5 EPL clubs are winning trophy in a single year. But we Arsenal for me, we saw what kind of message. Now, say Arsenal fan be say placing second, better than send over the Conference League. Me desire to know but the truth of the matter is that as same way I may be diabolical, controversial, but I'll say it. Chelsea is the second most successful club in England when it comes to European football. In terms of Europe, Chelsea are the second most successful, and they are bigger than Manchester United in Europe. Hey. In terms of European glory, and Brad trophy now Chelsea LFT, and Wamoko 10 when it comes to trophies or magic Europe. Minim sa man for a breakdown, Abeka Chelsea Conference League dear. Kweku, your boy, for an trophy in the match.
And on a mass 7 hour kind of crime,
yes. Why did the trophy in the match, Chelsea? UEFA
yeah.
Competition is sanctioned by UEFA and not sanctioned by UEFA.
Sanctioned by
I'm recognizing a major competition now. I'm recognizing.
So
finito.
I say beat the BH.
A bit the BH. It is a whole funny, sir. It is true. And they say what call you can say what's the name? Olympic Games, any other. In him so bridge gold, you now just silver and now bronze, then the man Dawson. The Awaji gold, you know, was Edison. That is true. It is understandable. Oh, funny from that angle, I agree with you from that score. But in terms of European titles, now imagine as far as a gold medal, gold will be a gold. Yenka say a Olympics, no, Obiako 200 meters are gold. Into one now call swimming, I will gold because swimming. I will form say 100 meters into gold, you know. I will form. You count to gold.
UEFA Champions League, more magic.
Chelsea are you 2.
Man United are
3.
And UEFA Super Cup.
Chelsea are 1.
United are
2.
And UEFA Cup. The Europa League.
Yes, 2.
United are
1.
And Conference League. The
Chelsea are 1. Okika omo trophy ni boma. Manchester, Liverpool ni dikan. Oguda I think 13 with my productions so betimi abo ma Chelsea and rather no beje no. The European trophies adu 10. Manchester United were around 8. You can nyina bo ma omo wosoro esen omo nye this one. The obia age number of European trophies are omaje no. Manchester United were Chelsea, Liverpool ni lead. In terms of European trophy, the whole team in team in terms of European trophies, clubs naje. England, Liverpool they are the biggest. Omaji sin will be intended that's no. Or the Andra Chelsea the can one now omudu 10. Asat Andra saying Liverpool 10. Chelsea at the one above become an every 10. Manchester United there no. Or the Super Cup the 2 become who be 8 and at what was so in terms of Europe, Chelsea are more successful with European trophies. I would imagine the only trophy Manchester no Europe say Chelsea Champions League na waji 3 waji 2.
Ati per the whole kind say Nottingham Forest bigger than Arsenal
in terms of Europe
by Europa.
And until Nottingham for any 2 champions of Europe you only sing it 1 actually Man City for no. Omushi Arsenal no market the champions of Europe you never sing that. Omu di boost to omu market about champions of Europe Champions League yeah 22 times. Manchester City 121. That's what I said, a diabolical, a controversial, a debatable, we wait far from the angle opposite. But numbers don't lie. These are figures, these are numbers. And even Amabu mi 3 in America. Numbers, none of that screen so I open. That is the numbers. These are the numbers on your screen. They are numbers, ne can you mean
America? There's a book on Ditro.
Book on Ditro.
Okay.
When you printing press, book ne do we buy. Kunti Europe no baby a Chelsea for no do amone even in their worst moment omo dey European trophies. Arsenal in their best moment the omutimi ya say omo Real Madrid the free semi-finals. That is what Arsenal does in their best moment. But in a game you share and brand to be very honest with you, I am not so surprised say your ball match na no me gina haka say be Chelsea Moises Caicedo no approve beyond reasonable doubt to say now say ye di Chelsea in come na you can say Chelsea are spending £2 billion. The current administration, amount of world-class player, he is trying to tell us 115 million a Chelsea spending on a market, under normal circumstances, the top world-class players, all but Chelsea, not on your world-class, but this time around, on the 9AC world-class position. Then do a Joko after the game, or say between 2 boxes, he is the best midfielder in the league. He is the closest they've seen to Kante. Hey! The closest I've seen to Kante.
Moises Caicedo.
Koku say, when the game, every blessed day, Obabo match, there is an improved version of the Oye and Run, and that is a sign of a quality player. Player who move into a class. Obia, the Wayan and Neno, Adechina Oba or improve upon that, and that is the position around the Moises Caicedo, Agent and Run, and as you see. And after the game, or see it no die anytime you about dying it. Na last match be our star we are the shego. Okay, do editor album of it was the last match or the Koshego and then or couple final match. The last game for Chelsea on my calendar. Or sign could die in it. Kuku saying another goal at the Aboama Chelsea. I will need trophy. I feel say Caicedo also deserves some praises and say Obi Awaji Chelsea best player of the season. All climax this season. Final match, important game. Now, Osenya, that beautiful goal, no, or this also my Chelsea winning trophy now. Why are they for Cole Palmer? Big boys, yes, man, big moment. Yabo game, no, by 50-something minutes. That Chelsea, any game, no, they needed somebody to turn up. And Ochre said, Chelsea team, no, so Obu or what bet imagine they said, He's the man for the big occasion. So our picture now also the Manchester City, the Super Cup, one of the Manchester City, the only goal they scored to make sure so on the shares are goal. And this time around, Conference League for Chelsea, when it matters most, and I bet is for say they are cruising to victory. Chelsea needed a magician to turn things around in a space of 4 or 5 minutes. Who produced 2 important assists at the Ama. Abrante friends Enzo Fernandez and then Nicholas Jackson. I'm a game not turning into Chelsea favor. I believe say the Omoye season winning that they deserve something. Say a young team almost try I put to themselves in Champions League football next season. They deserve a silverware and also a medal on the ABOU. Congratulations to Klaba, the DIABY Chelsea. Now it comes to and Komana Abba say 30 million. Omo ye Ipswich Town striker friends and Delap. But the truth of the matter is, me nim the Utu Maresca ene Nenkof Wanefo and no project no more. So qualify for Champions League. Who here Champions League one can we or a Europa League and a Conference League standard. No disrespect to Liam Delap. But I believe that a club of Chelsea profile, any baby a team no arise here drew and maybe a chama name almost status and almost standard. And Yaman Jagu in the last couple of years. Don't forget, so all clubs are last 4 years. Or Magic Champions League, Chelsea na yedin in common or can be. A only change of administration. And I'm as a Chelsea, no, I Chelsea for Froby. But we say back into Champions League football. Not Champions League night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night. I was Stamford Bridge. I was big stadium. Who do we are say? Now so what Madrid teams obey to me or ma. Madrid debate to me 2 English clubs. Group phase no. Chelsea and those teams are obey to me or so over match out Santiago Bernabeu. Big night. You need monsters leading your attack. And yet Liam Delap. So who Nicholas Jackson? Now the Liam Delap ever can the same thing.
I need the same.
I am not saying say almost style of play, almost profile the same. Meaning, baby, I'll be free, but somebody will tell you say Ipswich Town player was 12 goals for Ipswich Town. All the never Chelsea. The numbers with Marco. So I agree perfectly.
And I will also be that the money is unique in his saying home.
I agree. But we have be that. How's the folk Ekotor Mahatma Otu? How's the folk Ekotor Mahatma Otu from Sporting Marine, right? Or more relegation and a house Ekotor Mahatma Otu. Or more from Mahatma Otu. House supporters need to say player and the team are relegation and Marco Fandenaba. But those are not following at any more than what ordinary said that there is something unique in him. House I didn't buy and the story different story will be any history or where them house of books. So I agree, say players can come from lower division as a club at one pay for me, no about yard. But I am looking at the profile of Chelsea. Nicholas Jackson, more than now, what boss is say Eddie Chelsea. Any numbers not the Chelsea. Now the echo to and some Enzo Maresca any come near Dean and say maybe a term not Chelsea team anymore. The old film where the all baby shame. Now I believe say with Champions League football, Chelsea what they can use to attract big boys our transfer market. Nanka Chelsea could have gone in for a big profile. And there's a whole Jordan Sancho more any other players I'm Marco. Raheem Sterling Mulo no more. You are offloading a lot of burden from wage bill no so. And they say Raheem Sterling emoji in excess of 300,000 pounds a week. We will just start player and the free team no man. You can pay 250,000 to 300,000 to a top striker like Victor Osimhen. Market anymore. The amount of money Napoli demanded now 60 million in SS for Abrante friends Victor Osimhen. Now to SS he can the Osimhen, but he is a proven player, a top striker in the world footballer here this year. That speaks volume for you. So when it Madrid bo, when it Man City bo, when it Bayern bo, now striker or that way nimno. Victor Osimhen Kweku at the fear factor ever two defenders. Kobo Champions League Tuesday night, Wednesday night, big stadium, atmosphere intimidating. Or striker or starting out Nicholas Jackson. You free bench Leon Delap. And now the all started Delap. You free bench Nicholas Jackson. I think it's the investment at Chelsea they need somebody that will help them reap profit at their free investment. No, so at the sooner stage, not the time behind a project. I'm not saying he's not a good player. He is a good player or one in the making, a potential quality player, a potential top striker. So when again, any movement, how we moving into spaces, the potency out front, anyhow clinical, he has that signs of becoming a top player. It is not all time. Here players are my year Manchester City Academy. You know their play and sometimes you need a motivator in the dressing room. You need a big boy in the dressing room. Andra, time at Chelsea that for James ABOU in the second half. You could see him calling the players, telling them something. Say, we need to turn things around. He's a leader. And sometimes you need a leader and leaders in your dressing room. People who will speak a bit ginger atmosphere. Our dressing room, I'm our club, for results. Not disrespect to Delap. He's a good player, one in the making. But I think it's a baby at Chelsea, Gina, and then never know more with Champions League football. At that moment, at least they should have gone in for a potential and I said a top quality player, a prolific striker, or a class who need team for Champions League 9 footballer ever bought. Once again, so with the fourth position, our league long. So at the next season, you try to better that and compete well. So you need strikers who will be able to give you more than 20 goals in a season, not 12 goals, any 13 goals, one player and age, and then the from a friend or adapt to any name. These are things that I believe Chelsea is bigger than that, and the owners of the club need to sit down, have another rating. Now, say you season in the same OR and on by.
When you bring the you never say as a reporter in England, but it's a virus kind.
Tomato.
I was on yato. Na ono mo de ba. But on common na udi ni na me de ma yini ze. Ayifu e ba yi. Ma ye yo mo ha. But kogwe come here at least. Omo achieve omo target bi o.
Yeah, omo Champions League football now omo say European trophy.
And they we na make no. Sa unya homegrown players we no. Na de omo be share squad ni ma. Na ko we go.
Yeah, pe Champions League aja see home.
No, but so be team dey now say Liam Delap nye bad player.
And I'm say
we all turn na.
My catch was say
odi ye we are. Balance books.
It is true. And no yet
homegrown player.
Honest, in terms of investment, I don't know but the true Chelsea fans who know club, almost status anyway, a Tuesday night football Santiago Bernabeu. Chelsea in Madrid, they bought Madrid and Vinicius Junior, Kylian Mbappe, Jude Bellingham, so Rodrigo na Nkono na. We mu na Madrid na nim no. Chelsea nim no Nicolas Jackson, Liam Delap.
Abi ba mo
Chelsea
fans and NTS Roman Abramovich in Penso.
It is true.
This time around, new king.
Now, no, me new
new king,
new law. Me know didn't come away. I think last week, and I'm catching us say, honest, no, my bound for front says he can do a different thing. So, some say, he can do one and say Chelsea in the position with now on Nisika and all you young will be at say, but you have money in 4 or 5 transfer period. What's spending 2 billion our market? I friend of this guy said, I didn't world class status. Only world class player about 22.
Mo so about next 3 years, he turn as can be Kweku. Because honest no my bana mo who say
I agree with you. The omo in terms of commercial side, it makes sense to their pocket. But as Chelsea fans are Omone felt their clubs should be competing toe to toe with the big boys. And now almost about Champions League to many just a Champions League football Tuesday, Wednesday night ball. They need players who will create atmosphere. Oh, my God, Pramano so Ebema fans on my band. Ebema say way intimidating atmosphere. Opponent to be ever obesru. And in the ninth, one a big team there, Bonali and Delap, Nicolas Jackson, Andrew Jackson, were teaming for ball from Chelsea half. I ran this out, needed and sent Aran Yakwa to know about Bonashiki Penson.
Oh, Jets fans and the one I say other team.
So,
they said,
baby, Omujinano,
Omasa trophy.
Omania power and committing the attractive big boys. Even Manchester United will leave 15th. Asian select side, the Asoma, Amorim, when you are Bromocra, still our motto, among 8 come for big players. Still, 15th position or 8 come for big players. How much more who are Champions League? So I think they are not being fair to the fans of the club.
But Gabriel Timam, where was the UEFA Conference League? You know, more abomodio ma was no more confirming players are presented their mom. Timinim DVD kind of na ya hwene akwanim. But best